What's up YouTube, Saf here on Super Saf TV, and in this video we're talking LG G5. So I've had quite a few requests for this video. The LG G5 is just around the corner and we've got lots of leaks and rumours. So as usual, I'm going to be putting them all together in this one video to give you guys a better idea of what to expect. So firstly, in terms of the display, there's a few different rumours. Some are pointing towards a 5.6 inch display, so that will be slightly larger than the 5.5 inch display that we had on the LG G4. But others are pointing towards a 5.3 inch display, so that would make it slightly smaller. However, for the 5.3 inch display, we are likely to see a dual display, so a secondary screen which will have things like notifications and icon shortcuts. This is similar to what we've got on the LG V10, and that will definitely be useful. I personally prefer the additional screen. In terms of resolution, we're looking at Quad HD, so that's 2560 by 1440, the same as last year. Not necessarily a bad thing. The LG G4 has an absolutely awesome display. We're not going to be seeing 4K as yet, not this year anyway, and there aren't really any rumors or leaks around any type of Force Touch technology in the display of the LG G5. In terms of the build and design, LG are said to be going back to the drawing board and coming up with something quite fresh. Now, the LG G4, it had a decent build with the interchangeable backs, so some were leather, which were quite nice, and then you still had the plastic, so it wasn't necessarily a premium device as such for a lot of people. Now this is said to be changed this time around with a full metal build, so this will be interesting to see. Now in either case, you can always customize the look of your smartphone with a dbrand skin, and I'd like to thank them for making this video possible. If you'd like to customize the look of your device, whether that be your smartphone, tablet, even your laptop or console, then dbrand is the way to go. They provide some quality skins, and I'm going to be linking to them in the description below. Be sure to go ahead and check out what they've got available and how you can customize your device to your liking. Now moving on to the internals, we're very likely to see the Snapdragon 820. This is going to be a common processor for most of the flagships this part of the year anyway, and this will be really good. It's supposed to be more efficient than the previous version and also not overheat, so this should be definitely beneficial. With 3GB of RAM, most rumors are pointing towards 3GB of RAM for the LG G5. We might see 4 gigs, but it is looking likely that we're going to be seeing 3GB. And in terms of storage, we're looking at 32GB, potentially with a micro SD card slot. The LG G4 does have a micro SD card slot. This should continue, but it is still a bit of a question mark right now. If it doesn't have a micro SD card slot, then we may be seeing multiple versions, so 32, 64, and maybe even 128 gig version. Now let's move on to the cameras. There's lots of different reports for the cameras, and this is probably the most interesting part. So some rumors are saying that we're going to be seeing maybe a 20 to 21 megapixel rear-facing camera. The LG G4 had a 16 megapixel camera, so this would be an up in resolution, optical image stabilization, and maybe an aperture of 1.7 potentially. Now this might be pushing it, but we may see a lower aperture than the LG G4, which has 1.8. That should help in a low light and also get a nice shallow depth of field. However, another set of rumors are pointing towards two rear-facing cameras, one potentially 16 megapixels and the other 8 megapixels. Now, there may be multiple uses for this. Some are saying that we're going to have the ability to refocus pictures like we had with the HTC M8, although that wasn't too popular, so I wouldn't think that's the route that LG are going to go down. I personally think that they're going to be going more towards what they had with the LG V10, which is two front-facing cameras, one for your standard angle and the other for wider angles by combining those cameras. So this is something that is likely to be carried on to the LG G5, but for the rear-facing cameras. In terms of front-facing cameras, we're looking at 8 megapixels. Now the LG G4 had one of the best front-facing selfie cameras of 2015, so I'm really positive that the LG G5 is also going to have a great selfie shooter. Now for the operating system, we're looking at Android Marshmallow, but it is going to have LG's Optimus UI on top. I know not everyone's a fan of the UI, but it is going to have some improvements. What improvements, we're not too sure of as yet. In terms of the battery, this is actually said to have a bit of a dip, so 2,800 milliamps down from 3,000 milliamps. With the efficiency of the processor and the optimized software, DOS and things on a Marshmallow, this potentially will still give you good battery life. And it also may be removable, the battery, but not in the traditional sense. Some rumors are saying that we're going to be seeing a battery tray or a magic slot. Now this is basically where you can actually slide out the battery from the bottom and potentially replace it with another battery so you can carry around a spare. But other rumors are saying that we might be able to use this for a multi-slot, so maybe for some accessories and things like that. Not too sure what that might include, but apparently eyewitness reports have said that this is something that the LG G5 is going to feature. Should be very, very exciting. In terms of additional features, we're looking at USB Type-C. This is something that the LG Nexus 5X has, so it would make sense for the LG G5 to have this, and also a fingerprint sensor at the back of the device. So this is going to be once again similar to the LG Nexus 5X, and if it does work anything like that, then it should be absolutely fine, because the 5X has one of the fastest fingerprint scanners that is out there. This will, however, mean that the back buttons that we're used to seeing from LG may have to move to the side, so something to bear in mind. Now, in terms of the announcement, it's likely that we're going to be seeing it around MWC, so maybe the 21st, 22nd of February, so that's what's looking likely, a little bit earlier than what we had last year for the LG G4, and we are likely to be able to get hold of the LG G5 late March or early April time. So it looks like LG are going to be trying to compete directly with the Samsung Galaxy S7. In terms of pricing, we're likely to see similar pricing, so around about £550 here in the UK, around about $650 to $700 in the US. So those were all of the leaks and rumors that I've come across, put all together in one video for you guys to get a better idea of what to expect. What are you expecting from the LG G5? What do you think of the features that have been leaked and rumored? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. And if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe. I'm going to have plenty of coverage of the LG G5 as soon as it's released, including lots of comparisons, camera comparisons with the likes of the Samsung Galaxy S7 as well as the iPhones. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on Super Saf TV, and I'll see you next time.